Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, room 30, and I'm guessing room 31. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you're all having a good week so far. So today we are doing lesson 4. And what we're doing today is we're putting together everything that we've learned about time and measurement so far, and we are going to do some word problems. So we're going to be solving word problems involving time, because that's what we're focusing on right now, involving time intervals within 1 hour by counting backwards. I'm getting backwards and forwards using the number line and the clock. Remember, that stands for number, not a hashtag. Well, it could be both. So the number line and a clock. Here's a clock. Okay, remember we have a big hand and a little hand. Okay, so using a number line and the clock. So again, I'm going to break it down for you. Here's solve word problems. So problems with words involving time intervals. Remember, time intervals are just short amount of times that are measured within 1 hour. So this is all going to be within 1 hour, counting backwards and forwards using the number line and the clock. All right, so that's our objective today. That's what you are going to know how to be able to do by the end of this lesson. Whoa, mind blown. So awesome. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to do a application problem. Okay? So take a look at the application problem, and can you read that along with me? So it looks like Patrick and Lily start their chores at 5 o'clock p.m. The clock and the number line show the times that Patrick and Lily finish their chores, which is 6 o'clock p.m. Who finishes first? Oops. Well, let me see this. Oh, so okay, I see. So Patrick, here's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So it looks like Patrick finishes his around here. And then Lily, you have to look at the clock here. So here's 12, 3, 6, 9. Actually, let's just do this. I was to zoom in here on each thing. So it looks like if you look here, Patrick finishes right here. We can find that time by counting by fives on the big line. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now we're going to skip count by ones. So 31. Okay, so Patrick is at 5:31. Let's write this down. So I'm going to put a P, finishes at 5:31. Now let's see what time Lily finishes. So it's also 5 o'clock because we know it's in the same hour. And then I'm going to skip count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, I'm at the 8, and now I'm going to skip count. You can zoom in even more for you guys. I'm going to skip count by ones after 40, 41, 42, 43. I see 3 tick marks after that big tick mark, so that means, whoops, Lily finished at 5:43. Okay. Zoom back out for you guys. All right, so he finished it. Those are the times that we finished. Now it says, who finishes first? Explain how you know. Solve the problem without a drawing or number line. You might want to visualize or use your clock template to draw a tape diagram, use words, number sentences, etc. So who finishes first is the question. Well, if I'm looking at a number line here, I'm going to plot Patrick is here and Lily is at 543. So here's 30, 35, 40. She's right here. Who comes first on the number line? Patrick does. And then Lily comes later. So Patrick comes first. Here's 5 o'clock, 5:10, 5:15, 5:20, 5:30, 5:31. All right. That was our application problem. Okay, so let's look back on our work, today's application problem. We know that Lily finished after Patrick. Patrick finished first. Okay, so here's our number line to show how many more minutes. Now we are going to figure out how many more minutes Patrick finished before Lily. Okay, so here's our number line that I'm going to use. You will have this too. Okay, so let's first look at the tick marks, 0, and let's make the last tick mark 60. Okay. In the middle, we know halfway between 0 and 60 is 30, so let's find that midway point. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. I'm also going to put in my smaller numbers. I hope you're doing the same thing too. Okay. And we get a little smushed at the end, but I know that that's 55 and that's 60. There's a big space there. Okay, so now I'm going to plot again where Patrick finished, and that was 5:31. Remember? Was Patrick. So I count by fives first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I don't go to 35 because that's too far, so I go back to 30, and then I skip count by ones. And there's 31. Okay, so that's Patrick. All right, now let's find Lily. Lily's 43, so I'm going to skip count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Draw my 4 lines. And I know that Lily's 43, so I'm going to count by ones. 1, 2, 3. Here's Lily. All right. Work with now the math to find the difference between Patrick and Lily's time. So now you can there's a couple ways you can do this. You can use your number line and count exactly the number of lines in between Patrick and Lily's to find the difference. You could count up to Lily. You could count back to Patrick, because you can you're either adding or you're subtracting. So I'm going to count by ones from 5:31 to 5:43. But there's another way I could do this. I could skip count, or I could just I could skip count by twos. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I could also subtract 43 from 31. Let's see if I get the same answer as I did when I skip counted. 3 minus 1 is 2. 4 minus 3 is 1. I did get 12. I wonder if that's the same answer if I was to just count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I keep getting the same answer. So it must be 12. I could also subtract. So I could also go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I keep getting the same answer, which is a good sign. Okay, so as I found out, my answer here is 12. There's a difference of 12. Okay, all right, so let's keep going. Let me find where I'm supposed to be. Oh, I was going to erase that, but I can't erase that. Okay, let's keep going. And let's read what the next word problem is. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that it took me 42 minutes last night to cook dinner. 42 minutes to cook dinner. It's pretty good, though. I finished cooking at 5:56. So it took me 42 minutes to cook. And I finished cooking at 5:56. Okay. So let's now use a clock to solve this. Let me get my clock. And if you don't have yours, that's okay if you don't have yours, but let's take a look at my clock. So I told you I finished cooking at 5:56. So I'm going to put 5:56 on my clock. And remember, I don't want you to worry too much about the hour hand. Okay? But I am going to tell you that it's going to be really close to the 6, because 5:56 is really close to 6 o'clock. Okay, and now I just going to count by 5s to get close to 56. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And then I'm going to put it really, really close. Pretty much right on that line. If you can see, 55 to 56. Okay, now I'm going to subtract 42 minutes. So I'm going to subtract 1 minute and get to 11. And now I'm going to count by 5s. So I've already subtracted 1 minute. And now I'm going to count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay. Then I have to add my 1 that I've already done. So I'm at 41 minutes. And then we're going to go to this one up, 40, so 42, 43. So that's my final answer, is 3 after the 2, which is 5, 10, 16, 17, 18. So I'm going to write 18. 5:18 is my final answer. Now to double check that, oh wait, it's not 5:18. 5:18 would be down here, so it's actually 5:08. Excuse me. It's 5:14. Okay, so how I got 5:14? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's 5, 10, 13, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so we're right here at 5:14. I had it in the right spot. It was my silly morning brain, I think. So it's 5:14 is the time that I actually started cooking. So another way that you can do it, and that I personally find a little bit easier, but if you guys like the clock, you can keep using it. But another way you can do it is you can take your 42 and you can subtract it from 56. Because you are finding the difference between these two numbers. So 6 minus 4, 6 minus 2 is 4, and then 5 minus 4 is 1. So then I know that I started around the 5 o'clock time, and it was 5:14. So this time still adds up to this time. Okay? Or you can just use your clock to figure out, to count back how many minutes it was total. Okay? Let's do this again. And I'm going to tell you that I started my yoga class yesterday. I started at 6:15. Okay, and my yoga class was 36 minutes long. Okay, so my yoga class started at 6:15 and it was 36 minutes long. Okay, so do you think I'm going to be going this way on the clock? Is time being added or is time being subtracted and taken away? Because we know the start time here. In that last problem, we only knew the finishing time. Now we know the start time. So the start time here is 6:15 and it was 36 minutes long. So we're going to be adding, I hope you were thinking that, 36 minutes to 6:15. So let's find 6:15 on the clock. There's my 6. There's my 15. I'm at 6:15. Now I'm going to add 30 minutes. Actually, I'm going to add 35 minutes because I'm counting by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, now I'm going to add one more minute. And I get 6:51. All right, because I counted by fives and then I count by 1 after I get to the 10. Okay, so 6:51, let's double check that by adding these two numbers together. Adding our 15 and our 36. 15 plus 36. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5. Is this the same answer as this? You betcha. All right. So now it's your turn to do some of these problems. All right. It's your turn to go ahead and get trying on the problem set. All right. If you get stuck, just skip it, circle it, and maybe we can go back to it later. So I want you to do the problem set number 4. And how about this? I want you to not do the front of it. I actually want you to do the back of it. So I want you to do numbers 6, 7, and 8. If you want to do 1 through 5, you are more than welcome. But you must do these, and you may do 1 through 5. All right. So why don't you go ahead and get started on those, and we will see you in a bit. Have a good day.